Here's your 5-ish minute guide to easy DMing. Enjoy the adventure. D&D isn't about winning or losing, it's about gathering friends to create an unforgettable story. As a dungeon master, you craft the world and drive the plot forward. Players should face real challenges, but you should never feel like you're out to eliminate them without cause. That said, don't hold back. If a player's luck runs dry and the character falls, that's just a part of the journey. The risk of failure and the ever-present danger are what make the experience thrilling. Embrace creativity. D&D is guided by rules, but it thrives on imagination. While these rules define actions and outcomes, they can't possibly account for every scenario that a character might face. If there's no compelling reason to deny a player's idea, let them try it. Set an appropriate DC, difficulty class, and have them roll a check. The key is to foster creativity while keeping the challenge real. You have the final say, so use it wisely. As a dungeon master, you hold the power to interpret and adjust the rules as needed. If something doesn't fit or feels off, you can modify it. However, be mindful. Players need consistency to engage fully in the game. If a ruling sparks frustration, resist the urge to declare, "I'm the DM and that's final." Instead, open a discussion, hear the perspectives, and find a reasonable compromise. Player input can be a valuable tool for shaping a more enjoyable and balanced experience for everyone at the table. My preference is to allow the players to justify themselves how or why can they or can't do something, and then I add that into my decision-making process. Begin at level 1. While some campaigns start at higher levels, there's value in a fresh beginning, especially for a new dungeon master. Level 1 is simpler and allows you to gradually ease into the mechanics as characters progress. If you new players are already familiar with the game, consider increasing experience to accelerate their progression to level 2 or 3. While level 1 can feel slower for seasoned players, it provides the perfect opportunity to refine your DMing skills without overwhelming complexity. This also gives you the time to learn your way through the Dungeon Master's Guide, DMG for short, as there's a lot of information to learn, and the best way to learn is through engaging with it. So, how many players should you have? While D&D offers flexibility in party size, too many players can become chaotic. Traditionally, the game is designed for groups of around 4, but that said, smaller parties can work brilliantly. Groups of 2 or 5 players can often strike the perfect balance of engagement and efficiency. Once you hit 6, things start to slow down a little, combat drags, players might lose interest, and the spotlight sharing becomes tricky. 7 can be unwieldy, and 8 is a true challenge. If you have 7 or more players, consider splitting the group into 2 and having another player step up as a second DM. 2 groups of 3 will have a far better experience than one overcrowded party, especially if you're still finding your footing as a DM. Keep your players engaged. Understanding what drives your players is key to guiding them through the story. New players often find excitement in accumulating gold and XP, leveling up and acquiring new gear are immediate and gratifying rewards. More experienced players might be driven by deeper character motivations like revenge, survival, or personal goals, but beginners tend to respond to the best tangible in-game incentives. A simple way to harness this is by awarding bonus XP or gold when players successfully complete objectives. This reinforces positive behavior, creating a clear feedback loop that encourages them to stay engaged. For those unfamiliar with Pavlov, when a player encounters a quest, their mind is naturally drawn to the promise of XP and loot, anticipating the reward for completing the objective. This conditioned response helps game players stay focused and motivated throughout the game. Maintain the mystery. Not in the literal sense, unless you want your players fumbling through a pitch-black dungeon. You don't have to reveal everything they ask. Preserving a sense of mystery keeps the game engaging as well. If a creature does something seemingly impossible, like an ogre taking flight, but there has a hidden reason for it, simply state, "You don't know why this is happening, but it is." The key is to ensure they have an opportunity to uncover the truth. The pursuit of knowledge can be just as rewarding as the loot that they collect along the way. Don't overlook pre-written adventures. They're crafted by experienced professionals and often provide excellent storytelling. For a new dungeon master, they serve as valuable guides, helping you understand the mechanics without the pressure of creating everything from scratch. Running a few can build confidence and familiarize you with the flow of the game. Even after you've mastered DMing, pre-written adventures remain useful. Many free modules exist online, particularly for 3.5 and Pathfinder, and 4th and 5th edition offer fantastic campaigns. Whether you're learning or looking for inspiration, these adventures can be a great resource. Or you can create your own adventure. Dungeons & Dragons revolves around 3 core gameplay elements: exploration, interaction, and combat. Every session should incorporate a balance of each. While the mix will vary depending on the group and the storyline, maintaining all 3 ensures a dynamic experience. By the end of the adventure, the players should be able to say, "We discovered X, spoke to Y, and battled Z." This could be as straightforward as "We negotiated with the mayor, explored the nearby caves, and fought off the goblins who kidnapped the mayor's daughter." When crafting your own adventures or campaigns, avoid making them entirely linear. Players thrive on choices, and if the story feels too rigid, they'll likely stray from the intended path. If they make unexpected decisions, be ready to improvise. That's part of the magic of D&D. Embrace the unpredictability and collaborate with your players to create an engaging and evolving story. For materials, I recommend getting your hands on a copy of the Player's Handbook, which you can purchase, or even many libraries have them in stock too if the budget is tight. For beginners, The Last Mine of Phandelver is a perfect place to start, as it is specifically designed to be a self-contained starter set. It is a great place for new players and new DMs. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more tips and tricks to build your enjoyment in Dungeons & Dragons. Until next time, adventurers!